Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Whiskey, and welcome back to another episode of Cosmic Sky on that Cosmic Sky block server. IP, as always, can be found below down in the description, or if you don't want to wait or go down and look or whatever, you know, you're too lazy to do that, it is CosmicSky.com. Be sure to head on over there and join us all over here, because it is a great server, and we have a lot of fun here. But anyways, today's episode, we are jumping into something. Now, if you've watched Gundal's episode from a couple days ago, you saw his new inventive idea or farm or whatever you want to call it, that is kind of a lot better than the current pumpkin and melon farms that are out there. This thing is fully automated, and it makes like 3 times as what as our other farm does. So I wanted to give his video a chance to be out there for about a week or so and have him get the views for it and everything like that, but I still wanted to do a video and a tutorial for it on my channel. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So we are over here at his island, and as I can just come over here and see or show you guys, we have the base layer here of what our farm is going to be. Like, this is where my little island's gonna, or not island, lane is going to be. So if we come over here, I'm just going to show you guys beforehand what this thing looks like. So this is the farm. It is like, I don't even know how to describe it, honestly, but it is massive. And you see, like, right here, it's just triggering and going. So when one of these blocks detects that a pumpkin's grown, all 4 of those actually trigger and shoots that down, and it breaks the block. Now, you might be wondering when you're looking at this, Whiskey, how in the world is this being effective? Like, I see pumpkins right over there that are not getting picked up. Like, why did you guys do it this way? There's no way for the pumpkins to feed into a hopper. And normally I would have agreed with you and said, yes, you're right. How is this possible? But in Minecraft, you can actually have hoppers underneath blocks, and the hoppers will pull the item through that block. Now, it doesn't work with every block. It only works with partial blocks. So if it's a full block, it won't work. So like this grass right here won't work. The hopper will not pull the item through, but the tilled land that is next to it, it will. So like when a pumpkin or something lands on that little tilled piece of land, it will actually pull through underneath and pick it up and transfer it all the way down through this long hopper system to the chest area. And you guys can see on my screen, like I am lagging a little from that area. This is going to be your warning right now. Do not build this farm if you cannot handle the lag. Also, don't build this farm massive, because it probably will crash your island. If you don't have a strong computer, again, it's gonna be rough. But if you have a computer that can handle it, or you have like somebody on your island has a computer that can handle it, build this farm on their island. But enough of that little talk. We're gonna jump into actually getting this thing up and running and building. So the first thing we need to do is the hoppers underneath, but I'm going to do that after the fact, because I want to get a little like setup here of what it's supposed to look like, go through, talk it through with all you guys, and then we'll time lapse me actually building everything out and finalize. So first things you're going to want to do is go up 5 blocks from where you're going to start. So my plan for this is that right here is where the seeds are. Not that one. There we go. Right here is where the seeds are going to be planted. And you can kind of tell because I was maybe practicing this just a moment ago. But you can see I have no water, so it's automatically doing that. But this is going to be like this little checkered design is how we're going to be working. So what we're going to do first is from this first little area right here, we're going to build up 5. So from the side over here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here we're going to take this observer. FYI, you'll need sticky pistons, regular pistons, observers, hoppers, and redstone dust for this build. But you're going to take this observer, you're going to point it straight down like that, and then you are going to come out just like there, 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 and there, until you get a little cross, essentially. The next thing you're going to want to do is come up to the middle and break that block out, and to where you just have the 4 blocks here, and you're going to want to put the redstone. It is very important that you put the redstone right after the step. So build these up, put the redstone there next. If you do not do this and you save it to the last thing, you will actually have broken your farm and you will have to start all the way over from the very beginning. So first things to do, besides like your hopper management system underneath, once you're building with the observers up top, make sure to put that redstone down. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to come right underneath it, and we're going to take observers, and we're just going to put 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, and 2 down, just like this, right in the same line of sight or whatever, the same line as the ones up here. After you get those 2 placed, you'll come through and you'll break the bottom one. Now, you could do this with any other block. You could use a dirt block or something like that underneath this, but the main thing is it's just easier to quickly place 2 down and then break the one you don't need. But this has it to where it allows it, the observer is, if I can get back up here, there we go. I'm just trying to get down low enough to where I can show you. There you go, you can see it. The face of the observer is pointing straight down. And that reason is because this is where the actual pumpkins or the melons are going to be growing. So we'll have the seeds here, and that means the stalk is going to be growing out to here, and that's where it's going to be. So that once it grows up, this will trigger. All right, so the next step that we have here is we are going to come back down to the ground and look straight up at this piston with our, or not piston, observer, with a sticky piston in hand. And we're just going to place one just like that to where it is pointing straight down, just like that. The next thing, which I don't actually have in my my hotbar, I forgot to grab this. You're going to need slime blocks for this as well. So next thing is you're just going to set a slime block on top of each of these here. Just so. Okay, so at this point, if anything was to grow in these spots here, nothing happens. Nothing's being triggered. Nothing's happening at all. And that is because, whoops, I don't want to do that. That is because, as Gundle said in his video, this center block down here, if you have nothing there, nothing happens. He likes to call this the activator block. So what we need to do next is on that slime block, you just need to take a regular piston, not a sticky, and put it on the slime block, just like that, to where if it were to extend, it would extend one block there and there's still an empty gap here. Which brings us to our next thing. You're going to take another observer and you're going to just put it straight right here, pointing downwards to where the redstone like light indicator is pointing up. So once what this causes to happen is if that piston were to extend upwards, this redstone block would activate it, and then all of these blocks around would activate and go downwards. But it won't do that unless you do the final touch, which is adding a redstone dust piece in the middle. Okay, so after you have the final step done here, where you have the redstone here in the middle, that is done. You technically have this entire layer here, or section, done and finished. Like, so if I was to come down here and place this, you see it actually goes ahead and breaks it down, and it triggers all of them at once. So this is a nice, like, kind of cleansing feature to where if you do have, like, something on one of those full blocks that wasn't tilled, that's not getting pulled through to the hopper, when it triggers that, it will actually consolidate all of those pumpkins down into one stack. So if you have like one over here, like, yeah, so when it breaks it, it might pull it over to an area that does have the hopper and kind of fix your the whole little thing where it wasn't pulling it down. So this is how it should look when you have it finalized. You have the 4 observers on the, like, right here, here, and here, all facing upwards, redstone going on them. That's important. Do that step first. Then you come down to here and you place 2 of the observers down immediately. Just da 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 da. And then you go through and you break the bottom one to where the middle, or the second layer up, is facing downwards. So it detects that block right there. And then you're going to come through and you're going to put the sticky pistons all on the underside of that top observer. You're going to put a slime underneath that, and then you'll come up here to the little middle chute that I showed you, and on the detector or the activator block, that slime, you're going to put the sticky piston facing upwards, and then the final observer facing downwards, with the redstone then connecting all 4. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to break this down because I need to start underneath with the hoppers, and then once I have all the hoppers laid out and how feeding the way I want, I'll come through and I'll fill in the water. I'll till the land up, and yeah, you guys will see it. You're just gonna see how it's done. So, cue the montage, guys. Okay, guys, before you leave and you think that, okay, I saw the tutorial, I know what to do, no point in watching the montage part. There is actually something very important that you're going to see in the next clip that follows this. It was something that I forgot about. I didn't know about it, but when talking about the parts up top, you do not actually put that final step in the final observer and regular piston in every single slot that is open. You will actually need to kind of alternate it, because if you have it in every slot, when one triggers, it's going to trigger everything, and you only need it to trigger the 4 section at a time. So watch the next clip, you'll understand it, and yeah, then the montage after. I'll start on this end.
Don't do that.
Don't do that?
No.
Start on this end. Wait.
You're gonna kind of like roll with me, because I don't know where the thingies are right now. You know?
Wait, doesn't every middle block get one?
No.
Oh.
It activates in sections of 4.
Okay.
Makes sense? So like these blocks, like honestly, these blocks you could fill in with like quartz or something.
Falling apart, staying up to forget, but baby we'll fall. We all go dancing down, and paradise is found. We're shaking up the ground, 'cause there ain't no stopping love. So there ain't no stopping love. No, there ain't no stopping love. We could be flying free, leave our worries below. Safe and sound, no one around, say the word and we'll go. But baby we'll fall. We all go dancing down, and paradise is found. We're shaking up the ground, 'cause there ain't no stopping love. So there ain't no stopping love. No, there ain't no stopping love.
Alright, the farm is finally done. And I say finally, and I sound exhausted and tired of this farm for a very specific reason. And that reason is, while trying to record this episode, the original day I planned and I started to record it and everything like that, my internet repeatedly dropped. It was out for about an hour and a half initially, and then all night for about 7 hours. It would drop every 15 minutes, and it just made recording this a nightmare, and also kind of ruined the way I planned on recording this. So I planned on using the mod, replay mod, to where as I finished, or as I was done, I could go in and set up a camera path, and it just do a nice little flyby as I'm building, and it just do a nice little speed time-lapse from an outside point of view. So if I still did the time-lapse in this video, I'm not entirely sure because I haven't edited it yet. It's not going to be how I wanted it. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little choppy, cut here and there kind of stuff. Probably not the best edit I could have done for this. And that is to blame because my internet. So every time my internet dropped, my Minecraft would crash, and I would then lose said recording bit in a replay mod save files. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. But guys, this is the finished project, that you can see here. We did go ahead and add this auto purging system in as well that Gundle had on his over there that I did not mention beforehand. It's a really simple redstone design that has some pistons set up with redstone blocks that once you flip this switch here, like so, what you're going to use it for is if you like see back there, like, oh, we have some pumpkins that haven't been broken. They're not auto-triggering for some reason. Well, what we can do is come over here, flip that switch. It triggers all of these to drop down, triggering every single one of these little pistons. And so you can see now all these are down and clearing out like they're supposed to be. I don't know what that's up high and that's down low. Okay. Some things of this I don't even question. I don't understand. But it's really simple. You just flip the switch, you fly down just to make sure all the chunks are loaded, and then you flip this switch back. That will then trigger everything to go back up, and it kind of just clears out the system, purges everything, and keeps everything running nice and neat. So that is that. So the main question you might be asking, Whiskey, how much does this thing actually make a day? And we are still working on our figures. We're disagreeing. I was in a call with Gundle, and we were going back and forth disagreeing on things. But this thing will fill probably 3 to 4 dubs full of pumpkin every hour, which roughly translates to about 2.6-ish mil. So if we take that and times that by 24 hours, you're looking at around $65 million a day, just from this one section here. So my little one section that I have for just myself here, that is going to make 65 mil a day, which is a lot more than the 25 mil that I'm making on my other farm. So like you can just imagine once we get this all filled in, like right now we're making, you know, probably 100 mil, 200 mil, like 230-ish mil a day just from one farm. And we're not even close to being done. Like we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers here to build, and once that thing is done and built, we are going to be making probably close to 500 mil a day, I'd say. Maybe 400 mil, but yeah, we're going to be making some serious money, guys, and it's going to be awesome. Also, if I did include this in the video, I'm not entirely sure, because again, I haven't edited it yet. You'll see that I built the entire top, gathered everything, and I was doing the section with the pistons and the slime, and Gundle comes online, and he's like, you messed up. And so he came in and helped me fix it. We tore the top down, we redid the top, and then came down and started basically from scratch other than the pumpkin layer. So thankfully, he caught me before we went any further and messed up. But guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not, and turn on notifications so you know when I post new videos. Also, if you're buying anything off the shop, you know, this coming weekend, new weekend means new sales and new possible loot crates. If they're going to be one, I don't know yet. They haven't given me that juicy leak information. But if you are going to pick something up off the store, remember to use code WHISKEY at checkout. I greatly appreciate it, guys. But until next time, I will see you when I see you. Bye.